At 40, the rules of muscle building change, but most men never adapt. 5 dumbbell exercises can trigger more muscle growth in 3 weeks than the average man over 40 sees in 3 months of traditional splits that ignore hormonal shifts and recovery limits. These 5 movements maximize testosterone response, protect your joints, and create the deep mechanical tension your muscles need to grow fast without breaking you down in the process. Are you ready to build muscle after 40? Let's get started. Exercise 1. Dumbbell Romanian deadlift. Ever notice how some guys over 40 keep getting bigger and stronger while others train constantly but look exactly the same year after year? Most men after 40 waste time on isolation exercises when the most effective muscle-building movement forces your entire posterior chain to work under heavy load while creating the hormonal response that builds muscle everywhere. The dumbbell Romanian deadlift isn't just another hamstring exercise. It's the single most effective total body movement for building your entire posterior chain while triggering the testosterone and growth hormone release that men over 40 desperately need to build muscle. Research shows that compound exercises involving the posterior chain create hormonal responses that build muscle throughout your entire body. A study in the Journal of Strength Research found that men over 40 performing hip hinge movements showed 47% higher growth hormone levels compared to those doing isolation leg exercises. Your hamstrings, glutes, and entire back work together under heavy load that creates maximum mechanical tension. Your grip and forearms support serious weight throughout every rep. Your core stabilizes your spine against the pull of the dumbbells. This integrated demand creates the kind of total body stimulus that triggers growth from your traps down to your calves, while the hormonal response builds muscle in your arms and chest despite never directly training them. Here's how to perform the dumbbell Romanian deadlift correctly. Stand with feet hip-width apart, holding dumbbells at your sides. Keep a slight bend in your knees throughout. Push your hips back while maintaining a flat back. Lower the dumbbells down your legs with control. Go until you feel a deep stretch in your hamstrings. Your back should stay flat throughout the movement. Drive through your heels and thrust your hips forward. Squeeze your glutes hard at the top. Keep the dumbbells close to your body throughout. Your shoulders should stay packed down and back. Beginner option. Start with lighter dumbbells and focus on the hip hinge pattern. You can reduce the range initially, gradually working toward a deeper stretch as hamstring flexibility improves over the 3 weeks. Do 4 sets of 8 to 12 reps with challenging weight. Rest 2 minutes between sets. But if you think posterior chain work alone builds an impressive physique after 40, you're missing the pressing movement that develops your entire upper body while protecting your shoulders. Exercise 2. Dumbbell floor press. Moving on to number 2. The dumbbell floor press, and this is the upper body builder that develops your chest, shoulders, and triceps, while eliminating the shoulder strain that standard bench pressing creates for men over 40 whose rotator cuffs can't handle the stress anymore. Most men over 40 keep bench pressing with full range despite chronic shoulder pain and wonder why they never add muscle while their joints deteriorate. The floor press limits your range of motion at the bottom where shoulders are most vulnerable, protecting your joints while still allowing maximum muscle activation through the portions that actually build mass. Research shows that floor presses activate the triceps 68% more than standard bench presses while providing comparable chest activation. Men over 40 who incorporated floor pressing showed greater pressing strength gains with significantly fewer shoulder issues than those who continued full-range bench pressing. The limited range forces your triceps to handle more load, which builds the arm mass men over 40 lose rapidly. Your chest gets maximum tension through the strongest ranges without the vulnerable bottom position. Your shoulders stay in a safer position throughout every rep. The floor provides natural feedback that prevents the excessive range destroying your rotator cuffs, while the stability demands create core engagement that bench pressing on a bench completely misses. Here's how to perform the dumbbell floor press correctly. Lie on the floor with knees bent, feet flat. Hold dumbbells above your chest with arms extended. Lower the dumbbells with control until your elbows touch the floor. Your upper arms should be at about 45 degrees from your torso. Pause briefly when your elbows contact the floor. Press the dumbbells back up explosively. Lock out at the top and squeeze your chest and triceps. Keep your shoulder blades pulled back throughout. Your lower back should stay relatively flat. The floor limits your range naturally. Beginner option. Start with lighter dumbbells to master the movement pattern. Focus on controlling the descent and pausing when your elbows touch the floor before pressing. Build up weight gradually over the 3-week period. Do 4 sets of 8 to 12 reps with a challenging weight. Rest 2 minutes between sets. Now, I'm about to show you the leg builder that develops massive quads and glutes while teaching the squat mechanics that most men over 40 have completely lost. Exercise 3. Dumbbell Bulgarian split squat. At number 3, we have the dumbbell Bulgarian split squat, And this is the leg builder that develops your quads and glutes more effectively than barbell squats while eliminating the lower back compression that bothers men over 40, whose spines can't handle heavy axial loading anymore. Most men over 40 avoid leg training because barbell squats hurt their backs and knees despite proper form. The Bulgarian split squat builds more leg mass per set than bilateral squatting because each leg works independently at higher intensity, while your lower back stays completely protected from the compression that creates chronic pain. Research shows that unilateral leg exercises produce greater muscle activation per leg than bilateral movements. Men over 40 who perform split squats showed dramatic quad and glute growth with zero back pain complaints, compared to those who continued barbell squatting with deteriorating spines and constant discomfort. Each leg has to support and move challenging load without help from the other, which creates unprecedented quad and glute activation. The elevated rear foot position increases range of motion beyond what squatting allows. Your core works maximally to prevent rotation. Your front leg builds the kind of strength and size that bilateral squatting never produced because your dominant leg can't compensate for weakness in the other. Here's how to perform the dumbbell Bulgarian split squat correctly. Hold dumbbells at your sides with arms hanging naturally. Place your rear foot on a bench behind you. Your front foot should be far enough forward for balance. Keep your torso relatively upright throughout. Lower your rear knee toward the ground with control. Go as deep as your mobility allows comfortably. Your front knee should track over your toes. Drive through your front heel to stand back up. Keep your core braced to prevent leaning. Complete all reps on one leg before switching. Beginner option. Start without dumbbells or holding just one light dumbbell. Use a lower box or step for your rear foot initially. You can hold on to something for balance if needed while building single leg strength. Do 4 sets of 8 to 12 reps per leg with challenging weight. Rest 2 minutes between sets. Coming up next is the row variation that builds back thickness while forcing each side to work independently and fixing the strength imbalances, destroying your posture. Exercise 4. Single arm dumbbell row. Our fourth exercise is the single arm dumbbell row. And this is the back builder that creates unprecedented thickness and width while forcing each side to work independently, fixing the strength imbalances that plague most men over 40 from decades of favoring their dominant side. Most men over 40 do barbell rows and allow their dominant side to compensate for weakness, missing the unilateral development that actually builds impressive back musculature. Single arm rows force each side to pull maximum weight while your core works overtime to prevent rotation that builds the anti-rotation strength, protecting your spine during real-world activities. Research shows that unilateral rowing movements activate 63% more core muscles than bilateral rows while building comparable back strength. Men over 40 who perform single-arm rows showed dramatic improvements in both back development and rotational core strength that barbell rowing never produced. Each side has to pull heavy weight without help from the other, which exposes and corrects the imbalances you've developed over decades. The offset loading creates maximum anti-rotation demands that build the core stability, preventing injuries during golf swings, carrying luggage, and every asymmetrical movement pattern. Your lats, rhomboids, and traps build the thickness and width that makes you look impressive from behind, while your core develops the stability that protects your spine when loading one side of your body. Here's how to perform the single-arm dumbbell row correctly. Place one hand and knee on a bench for support. Your other foot should be on the ground for stability. Hold a dumbbell in your free hand hanging straight down. Keep your back flat and parallel to the ground. Pull the dumbbell up toward your hip by driving your elbow back. Your elbow should travel close to your body. Squeeze your shoulder blade toward your spine at the top. Lower with control back to the starting position. Your torso should stay completely still throughout. Complete all reps on one side before switching. Beginner option. Start with lighter weight and focus on keeping your torso stable. You can perform these standing with your hand on a rack for support if the bench position is too demanding initially. Do 4 sets of 10 to 12 reps per side with challenging weight. Rest 90 seconds between sets. And finally, let's get into the shoulder exercise that builds 3-dimensional deltoids while creating the width that makes you look bigger in every shirt you own. Exercise 5. Dumbbell overhead press. Finally, we have the dumbbell overhead press. And this is the shoulder builder that develops all 3 heads of your deltoids while allowing each arm to work independently, preventing the compensation patterns that create the shoulder imbalances men over 40 develop from decades of bilateral pressing. Most men over 40 press barbells overhead and wonder why one shoulder always hurts while their delts stay flat despite consistent training. Dumbbell pressing forces each arm to handle equal load while allowing natural movement patterns that barbell pressing restricts, building shoulders that look impressive from every angle while protecting your rotator cuffs from the injuries that sideline bilateral pressers. Research shows that dumbbell overhead pressing activates all three deltoid heads more completely than barbell pressing while building equal strength in both shoulders. Men over 40 who switched to dumbbells showed dramatic shoulder development with significantly fewer injury complaints than those who continued barbell pressing with deteriorating rotator cuffs. Each arm has to stabilize and press challenging weight independently, which exposes and corrects the imbalances you've developed. The natural movement pattern protects your rotator cuffs through their functional range. Your shoulders build the width and mass that makes you look big in t-shirts, while the independent pressing prevents your dominant arm from compensating for weakness in the other. Here's how to perform the dumbbell overhead press correctly. Sit on a bench with back support, holding dumbbells at shoulder height. Your palms should face forward in the starting position. Keep your core tight throughout the movement. Press both dumbbells straight overhead simultaneously. Your arms should be fully extended at the top. Lock out completely and squeeze your delts. Lower the dumbbells with control back to shoulder height. Don't let your elbows drop too far below parallel. Keep your wrists straight throughout. The movement should be smooth and controlled. Beginner option. Start with lighter dumbbells than you'd use for barbell pressing. You can press one arm at a time initially if simultaneous pressing feels unstable. Build stability before adding serious weight. Do 4 sets of 8 to 12 reps with moderate to challenging weight. Rest 2 minutes between sets. You don't need complicated programs or hours in the gym to build serious muscle after 40. This complete dumbbell workout hits every major muscle group while respecting the joint health, recovery demands, and hormonal environment that men over 40 face but younger lifters ignore. The power of this workout lies in its efficiency and muscle-building stimulus for men over 40 specifically. Each exercise creates maximum mechanical tension while minimizing joint stress that destroys older lifters. The Romanian deadlift triggers massive hormonal responses. The floor press builds upper body mass while protecting your shoulders. Bulgarian split squats develop legs without spine compression. Single arm rows build back thickness while correcting imbalances. Overhead pressing creates shoulder width while preventing compensation. This combination creates unprecedented muscle growth in 3 weeks. The 3-week time frame isn't arbitrary. Research shows that men over 40 experience delayed but dramatic responses to proper training stimulus. Your body takes slightly longer to adapt than younger men but produces comparable muscle growth when given appropriate exercises, intensity, and recovery. The first week triggers adaptation signals. The second week initiates protein synthesis. The third week produces visible muscle growth that continues for weeks after. Here's your complete muscle-building workout to perform 3 times per week. Dumbbell Romanian deadlift. 4 sets of 8 to 12 reps. Rest 2 minutes. Dumbbell floor press. 4 sets of 8 to 12 reps. Rest 2 minutes. Dumbbell Bulgarian split squat. 4 sets of 8 to 12 reps per leg. Rest 2 minutes. Single arm dumbbell row. 4 sets of 10 to 12 reps per side. Rest 90 seconds. Dumbbell overhead press. 4 sets of 8 to 12 reps. Rest 2 minutes. Training guidelines. Perform this workout on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday with complete rest days between sessions. Men over 40 need 48 hours minimum between training sessions for optimal recovery and muscle growth. Rest 2 minutes between sets for Romanian deadlifts, floor presses, split squats, and overhead presses. Rest 90 seconds for single arm rows. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.